Game time as the Skyridge Falcons again getting ready to take on the Lone Peak Knights. The starting five for the home side for the Skyridge Falcons. Shea Toole gets the start. Number 5, Camry Blackman. Number 10, Lillian Meyer. Number 24, Bella Sika. And number 45, Sadie Butters. It'll be the Skyridge Falcons in their home white with orange trim. The visiting Lone Peak Knights in their visitor black. As we are seconds away from tipping things off here at Skyridge High School again. Alex Napoli is happy to be joined by Nate Carter today. And let's get ready for some basketball, Nate.
Yeah, excited to be here. Both starting lineups with excellent size for the 6A class here in Utah. Excited to see how that translates to points in the paint.
Officials are on the court. We got Bartholomew and Butters getting ready for the tip, and we are officially underway here at Skyridge High School with the Lone Peak Knights controlling the tip. It'll be brought up by Nordstrom, who controls near the logo. Nordstrom playing it out to Tanavasa, guarded by Sika, who just swats it away out of bounds.
A lot of energy coming off the tip.
Tanavasa over on the far side to play back in bounds, plays it into Bartholomew, back to Tanavasa. Tanavasa back over on the far side to Rich. Rich back to Nordstrom. Nordstrom now finds Tanavasa in the corner, up the baseline, turns, spins, double teamed, and has to play it out to Rich. And a foul called. It'll go against.
3 in the key against the Lone Peak Knights. Tough start for the offense. Great hustle there by the Skyridge Falcons defense to cause a turnover.
Nicely done here by Skyridge as now the Falcons bring it up. It is going to be Blackham on the ball, plays it into Butters. Butters at the rim, puts it up, and a foul. Oh, it's going to be a travel called against Butters, so it'll be a turnover against Skyridge. Lone Peak ball.
Shuffle step under the hoop, not able to get the contact to get to the free throw line, but like the physicality in the pink so far.
Nice start here from both sides as Rich now brings it up for Lone Peak. Rich leaves it to Tanavasa. Tanavasa near the top of the key will pull up and gets it a draw. First two on the board goes for Lone Peak.
Great job working around a screen there, pulling up from the free throw line for the first points of the game.
Knights lead it 2-0, 6:55 left to go here in the first. Blackham, it's now Butters near the top of the key, double teamed. Has to just settle it out for Toole. Toole plays it to Blackham. Back now to Toole, guarded by Nordstrom, underneath to Butters. Butters pulls up, gets it to go off the rim, rebounded by Tanavasa. And now Tanavasa brings it up for Lone Peak on the wing. Switches it over to Rich. Rich, layup. Yes. 2 points for Rich. And it's a 4-0 Lone Peak lead.
Yeah, great job finding that cutter on the back door and getting to the rim.
Correction, that was Wilson at the basket. Playing it back to Toole, who tries from 3 off the rim. Rebounded by Bartholomew. Nicely done by Lone Peak as Tanavasa lobs one through, looking in the direction of Rich, and now it's coming the other way. Blackham plays it to Toole. Toole underneath finds Sika. Sika out now to Mayer, who just can't get it to go from 3. That's another 3 that Skyridge just can't hit. Nordstrom pulls up. No good. Rebounded by Toole. Now Skyridge brings it up. Played it out to Mayer. To Toole near the top of the key. Butters out to Blackham. Guarded by Tanuvasa. Plays it back now to Toole. Toole to Butters at the free throw line. Over in the corner. Pulls up off the back rim. Rebounded by Mayer, and then a foul called. It'll go against Skyridge.
feature with many teams this season. Lone Peak's zone defense giving Skyridge a hard time early on, not getting any early buckets.
Good start here from the Knights. Bartholomew near the top of the key, leaves it for Tanuvasa. Tanuvasa now out to the wing for Woldstrom, and then stolen away by Butters. Nice defensive effort there from Sadie Butters, and Skyridge get the ball back. Substitutions as Skyridge and Lone Peak decide to make some changes. Now here comes Blackham. Playing it out to Smith. Toole taking it to the basket. Bartholomew's there with the rejection. Ends up at Tanuvasa. And now Tanuvasa pushes it up for Lone Peak. Underneath, puts it up, and just can't get it to drop. And it'll be Skyridge ball. Almost wrestled away there by Katie Lawrence. And now the ball's coming the other way for Skyridge. Poked away by Tanuvasa, and a foul called.
Yeah, a lot of contact on that play. Both teams coming out energetic. Should be some opportunities for some points in transition and keep their heads up and find the outlet passes.
Great start from both sides on the defensive end. A lot of energy in battling out for that ball, as we just saw in that last play. And now here comes Skyridge looking to respond, get some points on the board. This time it's with Smith. Smith underneath to Blackham. Blackham trying to turn on Tanuvasa, but loses the handle. It'll be a turnover for the Skyridge Falcons. The Lone Peak ball. Nordstrom, who now brings it up for Lone Peak. Out to Lawrence. Back to Tanuvasa. Patted away by Blackham. Back to Tanuvasa. And now here's a three from Woldstrom. Off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Toole. Toole brings it up for Skyridge. Guarded by Nordstrom. Plays it out to Mayer. Underneath to Blackham. Double teamed and stolen away by Tanuvasa. Here come the Knights. Lobs one through, looking for Nordstrom. Nordstrom with a big save. Lawrence underneath. And now Nordstrom at the basket, puts it up and in.
Nordstrom rewarded for the hustle play. Goes diving into the bleachers, gets it back under the hoop, puts it in for two.
Shawnee Nordstrom coming up big for Lone Peak. And now here's Mayer on the other end. Smith to Toole. Kicks it over to Mayer. Back now to Mayer, who'll try for three. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Woolston. Here comes Woolston for Lone Peak. Over to Nordstrom for three. Yes! Lone Peak. Line it up from beyond the arc. Nicely done again from Shawnee Nordstrom, who gets three. Smith to Blackham. Back to Smith on the wing. To Toole, guarded by Tanuvasa. Smith for three. Yes, nice response.
Great job there by Smith getting the first points on the board for the home team.
Jada Smith responds with a three of her own, and now here come Lone Peak. Nordstrom back to Tanuvasa near the top of the key. Trying to play in. Spins, has to kick it out. The three for Lawrence is good. Both teams now trying to find a rhythm from beyond the arc. We got three straight threes. Here comes Blackham. Smith. Underneath to back to Smith. Now it's Blackham. Guarded by Tanuvasa. Toole. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. They need to get something off here. Blackham taking it to the rack. Puts it up. Yes!
Great moves there in the paint by Blackman. Able to get to the rim. Lays it in.
Nordstrom on the other end. Underneath to Bartholomew, who'll just lay it up and in. Lone Peak finding a nice rhythm here early in the in the first. We got 1:25 left to go here in the first quarter. Toole underneath to Morea. He puts it up, can't get it to go. Now here comes Lone Peak coming the other way with Woolston. Woolston out to Tanuvasa, who drives to the lane, puts it up, and one.
Great job there, able to go up through the contact, get to the line for the +1 opportunity as we see a big change of lineup here for the Skyridge Falcons with the sub.
Tanuvasa will now head to the free throw line with a chance to make it a 3-point play. After the layup, count it. Free throw's up. Free throw is good. And the Lone Peak lead at 17 to 5 with 1:12 left to go in the first.
Tanuvasa with a hot start and finding the bench to cool off.
And now here comes Smith, who brings it up for Skyridge. Smith finds Sika over in the corner, blocked by Woolstrom. Rich brings it in. Now Woolstrom pushes it up for Lone Peak over to Nordstrom. Nordstrom underneath to Zuri Nordstrom, who lays it up and in. Yes.
Great pass there by Nordstrom, leading the team in assists this season. She makes it look easy.
19-5 here in the first. Smith to Butters. Now it's in possession of Hugh. Hugh looking for Butters. Guarded by Rich. Trying to turn. Nicely defensive effort there from Rich. Lone Peak pushing up. Lawrence layup. Yes. Another 2 on the board for the Knights.
Lily Grant with the hustle, getting down the floor. Able to get it in.
11 seconds left here in the first. Skyridge need a response, lose the ball. Pushing it up now is Lawrence again to the rack. No good on the layup. Rebounded by Sika, stolen away by Nordstrom, and a foul called prior to the end of the first. And we'll have Lone Peak heading to the line for some free throws prior to the end of the first. Nordstrom's at the line. She knows she has some free throws. We'll see if the officials... Yeah, they're calling the teams back now.
Yeah, it looks like we are putting 0.3 seconds back on the clock.
Both teams headed to the benches, ready for the end of the first. But we'll have some free throws with time left on the clock. As Shawnee Nordstrom heads to the line, the senior point guard for the Knights. First free throw's up, and it's good. Second free throw for Nordstrom coming up. Second free throw is up and is no good. Sika tries to bring it in, and now we'll head to the end of the first. It's a 22-5 Lone Peak lead. Nate, what'd you see from both sides in that first quarter?
Yeah, Skyridge having a hard time with Lone Peak zone defense. Trying to keep the ball moving, not a lot of movement by the players, just not able to find a hole.
We'll head to a break here on the Rewind Sports Network. Make sure to stick with us for second quarter action when we return. Welcome back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Alex Napoles, having been joined tonight by Nate Carter. We got girls basketball action here in Region 3 as Lone Peak leads it 22-5 against Skyridge. And how about those Knights in that first quarter, Nate?
Yeah, did a great job looking for the easy baskets. No one was having to work too hard.
Start of the second quarter, it'll be Skyridge who brings it up with Toole, who will be called for a travel, and we'll have another turnover here for Skyridge. Turnovers have been a haunting piece for Skyridge here in the first quarter. We'll see if they can clean those up a little bit here in the second as Nordstrom plays it out to Woolston underneath. Bartholomew puts it up and in. What a pass from Woolston.
Yeah, Bartholomew so dangerous in the post, able to work around, able to find a way to get the ball and get it in.
Here comes Skyridge with Sika. Trying to take it to the rack, loses the handle, picked up by Woolston, and now here comes Lone Peak. Woolston out to Tanuvasa. who will drive to the lane, puts it up, and he gets it to roll. Takes a couple bounces off the rim and ends up in. Skyridge now on the other end with Sika, who plays it to Blackham. To Sika again, and another turnover here for Skyridge as Sika and Blackham can't connect on the pass.
Yeah, great job there by the front court of Lone Peak, able to force another turnover, making it tough for the Skyridge guards.
Tanuvasa on the far side to play back in bounds. We'll play it to Nordstrom, and now Nordstrom at the logo will bring it up for Lone Peak. Nordstrom plays it to Tanuvasa. Tanuvasa, nice switch over to Nordstrom, who will try for three. Yes! Lone Peak finding a rhythm beyond the arc. Another three for Nordstrom. And now Skyridge on the other end looking to respond. Butters underneath the basket, plays it out to Blackham. 4-3 off the rim and brought in by Tanuvasa. Coming the other way, it's Nia Tanuvasa who brings it up for Lone Peak. Woolstrom, 4-3 off the rim, no good. And into the hands of Toole.
Heat check there by the Lone Peak Knights, not able to keep the ball rolling, but they continue to be aggressive on defense and should get it back.
2 minutes played here in the second, 29-5. Lone Peak leads it. A tussle for the ball here. We'll have a jump ball called. And it'll be a Lone Peak ball. Substitutions here for both sides as Lawrence checks back in. Kylie Rich also back on the court for Lone Peak.
Skyridge looking at a bit of a full court press here with some fresh legs on the court.
It's Rich. Lawrence lobs one through to Woolstrom. Now to Bartholomew, who puts it up and in.
Toughest part about the full court press is making sure everybody gets back in time to not give up easy buckets.
It's now Butters. Butters who will put it up off the back rim, rebounded by Bartholomew. Now here comes once again Lone Peak pushing up with Woolstrom to Lawrence. Lawrence is double teamed, has to kick it out to Woolston. And now a three for Lawrence off the rim, no good. Rebounded by. That ball rolls out of bounds and out. It'll come off of a Skyridge Falcon. Lone Peak ball.
Lone Peak with opportunity to inbound set play from the baseline.
Substitutions coming up as well for the Lone Peak Knights as Bartholomew heads to the bench for a breather. Lawrence took a little too much on the inbound, and so it'll be a turnover for the Knights. Skyridge ball.
Yeah, Wilson was ready to box her way into the paint, not able to do it cleanly there.
Toole now brings it up for Skyridge. Playing it over to Smith for three off the rim, no good. Brought down by the Knights. Here comes Woolston. Playing it up to Tanuvasa. Tanuvasa who plays it back to Rich. Rich underneath. Nice passing here for Lone Peak. 4-3, no good. Rebounded by Blackham and the Falcons. And now Blackham pushes it up for Skyridge. Lawrence with the presser. Playing it to Hugh. Cross-court pass over to Smith. Underneath to Moirea. And a foul called. This one will go against Rich.
Yeah, Moea able to go up strong there in the paint, draw contact, gets a trip to the line. Liking the energy we're seeing from the Falcons in the second quarter. A little bit more aggressive, trying to claw their way back into this one.
Free throws coming up for the Falcons. It'll be Moea at the line. First free throw is up and no good as it bounces twice off the rim. Second free throw coming up for Skyridge. 4:35 left to go here in the second. Second free throw coming up. Moea puts it up. And ends up taking it, bounce and in as Skyridge makes it 6:31. Again, Nate, we see a full court press here from Skyridge. Tanuvasa now turns, plays it up to Rich. Back now to Tanuvasa, who will lob one through to Nordstrom. Nordstrom for three. Off the rim, no good. Brought in by Blackham, and now Skyridge looks to push it up. It was a deep three-point attempt there from Shawnee Nordstrom. And now stolen by Lone Peak. Pushing it up is Woolston, who finds Nordstrom. Poked away by Hugh. That ball out of bounds, and now it'll be Lone Peak ball.
Yeah, Junior Hugh able to make a hustle play there. Poke the ball out.
It'll be Zuri Nordstrom here on the near side. Plays it into Shawnee Nordstrom. Corner now for Tanuvasa. Up the baseline. Layup, yes. Tanuvasa adds another two for Lone Peak, and now here comes Smith on the other end for Skyridge. Mayer, Sika at the free throw line. Nordstrom will be called for a foul.
Yeah, Falcons trying to work in a high post offense. With the zone they're facing with Lone Peak, haven't had too many options coming out of it, usually kicking it right back out to the guards.
And now it'll be ball played in to Sika, who puts it up, can't get it to go. Bartholomew, who brings it down. And now Tanuvasa pushes it up for Lone Peak. Near the top of the keep, out to the corner for Nordstrom for three, no good. Brought in and wrestled away by Rich. And then stolen by Hugh. Now Hugh has an open lane, can take it up here for Skyridge. Sika underneath to Butters. Double teams, can't put it up, and a foul call. This one will go against Lone Peak.
Able to draw contact again.
So Sadie Butters heads to the line for two. 3:13 left to go here in the second quarter. That is the fourth team foul called against the Lone Peak Knights, the second on Tanuvasa. Butters, first free throw, no good. Second free throw coming up for Sadie Butters, and we'll have some substitutions prior to as Toole checks back in for Skyridge, and then Tanuvasa heads to the bench for a breather as Kennedy Woolston back on the court for Lone Peak. Butters, second free throw coming up. Free throw's up, and it's good. 1 for 2 on that trip to the line for Butters as Skyridge cuts into the lead. And now Zuri Nordstrom plays it up for Woolston. Pressure by Hughes and Sika. Now Zuri can turn, plays it up to Shawnee Nordstrom. Back out to Zuri Nordstrom. Bartholomew. Nordstrom.
Skyridge full court press, making life hard for the Knights.
4-3, yes! Woolston in the corner adds another three for the Lone Peak Knights. 36-7, 2:42 left to go. Sika. Toole. Butters. Toole for three. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Bartholomew. And now here comes Woolston, who pushes it up for Lone Peak. Nordstrom pulls up. No good. Nice look there for Lone Peak, but just can't get it to go. Batted away and stolen back by Lone Peak as Rich plays it to Zuri Nordstrom. Woolston to Shawnee. And stolen away by Hugh. Hugh, nice spark off the bench for Skyridge. He's come in and batted away a couple of passes and stole that last one from Nordstrom. There's Hugh, who plays it to the corner for Sika, who will try for three and gets it to go.
Yeah, steal from Hugh, and Sika able to knock that down. Great momentum here for the Falcons as they get another steal with the full court press.
Nicely done as Mayer now brings it up for Skyridge in the corner. Miscommunication as Toole can't bring in the pass. Woolston will now take it up and lays it up and in.
And timeout.
timeout taken. Skyridge showing a little bit of life here in the second quarter. They've done a very good job of pressing and stealing that ball away from Lone Peak.
Yeah, Lone Peak does a great job set up in a half-court offense. Lone Peak said, we're not going to give that, or Skyridge said, we're not going to give that to you anymore. You're going to have to earn it to get across the half court.
Hugh has done a good job off the bench for Skyridge. Timeout taken on the court. We'll take a quick one here on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back into Skyridge High School. We got one. Oh, they changed the time on me, Nate. We got the second quarter. It is 38-10. Lone Peak, 1:21 left to go here in the second as the Knights lead over the Falcons. It'll be Skyridge ball as we get ready to get things going again for the final stretch here in the first half. It'll be Blackham to inbound. Plays it into Toole, and now Toole will bring it up for Skyridge. Over to Blackham. Playing it to Toole. Blackham again for Skyridge. Now it's Butters near the free throw line. It's poked away and a foul called against Lawrence. That'll be the fifth team foul for Lone Peak. So we'll have free throws coming up for Sadie Butters. First foul called against Lawrence. First free throw is up. It's good. As Skyridge looking to cut into this Lone Peak lead. Sadie Butters, second free throw up and good. 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. And it's 38-12 Lone Peak. Wilson. Out now to Lawrence. Lawrence almost loses the handle. One back by Woolston, who will lob one through to Nordstrom. Lawrence. Woolston for three. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Hugh. 43 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Blackham to Toole. Underneath now to Butters. Loses the handle. Bartholomew with the steal. Woolston pushes it up. Lawrence, layup. Yes.
Great job there again by Lawrence getting down the court, making things happen.
Blackham brings it up now for Skyridge. Shot clock is off. 15 seconds left here in the first half. Sika. And a turnover here for the Skyridge Falcons. It'll be Lone Peak ball with 7.5 left to go in the second quarter. We'll see if Lone Peak can get a quick shot off. Nordstrom, 6, 5, 4. Nordstrom taking it to the rack and a foul called. As Nordstrom can't get anything going there, she's fouled.
Too much contact there as we get another whistle right before the buzzer going into halftime. I guess we're calling this one on the ground. No one's going to the line here. 2 seconds for a inbound play.
Bartholomew puts it up and yes, beats the buzzer as she gets it to go. And Lone Peak at another 2 to their lead prior to the break. Nate, talk to me about that transition play from Lone Peak. It seems like time and time again they're just lobbing one through and finding some baskets at the rim.
Yeah, they're able to, when they get the ball to cause a turnover, they're looking down the court to start pushing it up there, trying to beat Skyridge to the basket, and they're having great success tonight doing that.
It is the Lone Peak Knights who lead it 42-12 as we head to the break. Make sure to stick with us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Heidemann Associates for second half action when we return. Welcome back into Skyridge High School. I'm Alex Napolis, joined by Nate Carter. 6:15 left to go in the third, 46-12. Lone Peak leads it. Skyridge trying to respond. Apologize for any sound issues on that first part of the quarter. Now here comes Butters. Butters to Hugh. Hugh spinning, looking, batted away by Nordstrom. And now here comes Lone Peak again. A foul called. This one will go against the Skyridge Falcons.
Sorry again for audio issues there. We have a hard time starting the second half.
Nordstrom playing it up to Tanuvasa near the top of the key, out to the wing for Rich. Rich kicks it over to Woolston. Woolston back to Nordstrom. Nordstrom lob and went through to Bartholomew. Poked and stolen away by Toole, but a foul called as Bartholomew
takes some contact there. Bartholomew slow to get up. Catching an elbow to the chest is never fun, Alex.
And Bartholomew being looked at by the trainers here at Skyridge High School. Good to see her back on her feet. Now she heads to the huddle there. And so we'll have Skyridge coming back out now onto the court. It'll be Skyridge ball as we get things rolling again. Bartholomew will have a quick breather here. Blackham now brings it up for Skyridge. Mayer to Blackham for three, off the rim, no good, rebounded by Rich. And now Rich leaves it for Woolston. Woolston brings it up for Lone Peak, leaves it for Nordstrom to Tanuvasa near the top of the key, out now to Woolston for three, off the rim, brought in by Rich. Looking to just swing one through to Nordstrom. That pass came in with a little heat on it, but it goes out of bounds and out.
Yeah, slings a bullet down to the paint. No one able to hang on to that one.
We'll go back to the Falcons as Blackham will now bring it up for the Skyridge Falcons. 5 minutes left to go here in the third, 46-12. Lone Peak leads it. It's stolen away by Nordstrom. Tanuvasa taking it up and in. Yes!
The 1-2 punch from the Lone Peak front court tonight has been detrimental to the Skyridge.
Tanuvasa and Nordstrom have been fantastic tonight for Lone Peak. And now Toole trying to respond here on the other end. Stolen away by the Knights. Here comes another quick break for Nordstrom and poked away by Toole. That ball will go out of bounds and out. It'll be Lone Peak ball. Substitutions for both sides.
Bartholomew coming back in after big contact. Gave her a breather on the bench.
Zuri Nordstrom on the baseline, inbound to Bartholomew. Bartholomew brought down, and we'll have it a foul now for against Skyridge.
Similar play we saw right before halftime there, Alex, as we just lob it up to Bartholomew and let her put it in the hoop.
Third team foul for the Skyridge Falcons here in this quarter, as Zuri Nordstrom again on the baseline to inbound. Finds Lawrence. Lawrence tried it for three. Yes! As Lone Peak extend the lead 51-12. Nice three-point shot from Lawrence. Toole to Sika. Back now to Toole. Toole to Blackham. Guarded by Tanuvasa. Now Blackham taking it in. Kicks it out to Toole. Thought about the three. Will try it to the rack. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. And now ball played out to Newbold. Newbold finds Blackham. Blackham back to Toole. 4 seconds left. They got to get a shot off here. Newbold for three. Off the rim and brought in by Zuri Nordstrom, who plays it up. Stolen away by Newbold.
Oh, stolen.
And then stolen again by Nordstrom, taking it up. Layup, yes. As Lone Peak extend the lead 53-12. It'll be Blackham now here at the logo to play it up for Skyridge. Back to Sika. Sika to Newbold. Leaves it for Toole. Now Belasica. Tool for 3. Off the rim, no good. And that ball will go out of bounds as Lone Peak win possession back.
Substitutions rolling in for both teams here.
Another change on the court as Tonavasa will head out for a breather. Now Lawrence brings it up for Lone Peak. Lawrence to Bartholomew. Stolen away by Mayer, and then one back by Lone Peak as Nordstrom gets the handle, but will have a violation.
Yeah, ref seeing enough possession there for the backcourt violation. Skyridge setting up a half-court offense.
2:45 left to go here in the third. Skyridge brings it up as Tool underneath to Moya. 3 from Mayer is no good as Tool brings it in. Still Skyridge possession as Belasica will play it to Tool. Tool on the wing. Resetting a little bit here for Skyridge. It's now Smith to Tool. Back to Smith on the wing. Underneath, Tool for 3. No good. Nice look. And then Sika with a second chance opportunity. Can't get it to go. Lone Peak will now bring it up with Lawrence. Lawrence lobs one through to Bartholomew. Kicks it back out to Lawrence. Lawrence near the top of the key to Nordstrom. Over to the corner for 3. Yes! Olivia Fotu off the bench hits a 3 and extends the lead for the Lone Peak Knights.
Bartholomew, the only Lone Peak Knight on the senior on the floor tonight. A lot of underclassmen in this lineup change right now.
And now here comes Smith on the wing for 3. Gets it to go. Hey, Jada Smith off the bench has done well from beyond the arc.
Keep your point guard's name out your mouth.
Jada Smith does a good job there as now it's over in the corner for 3. Yes. It's Love Holdcraft off the bench who gets 3 of her own, and Lone Peak extend the lead. And now here is Sika in the corner who put it up and a foul called. And basket is good, so it'll be an and-one opportunity here for Skyridge.
Yeah, great job there by Moya, able to work the baseline, make a shot with the contact, picking up the and-one.
Moya at the line for a free throw. 1:05 left to go here in the third. First free throw is up, and it's no good. Brought in by Lawrence. And now here comes Lone Peak again, pushing it up with Katie Lawrence. Spinning on Blackham, taking it to the rack, puts it up, can't get it to go, and rebounded by Blackham. It'll be Skyridge now who brings it up. Smith out to the wing for Sika. Back to Blackham near the top of the key. Sika underneath to Moya. Out to Sika, who will try for 3. Off the back rim, no good. Rebounded by Holdcraft, and will now be brought up by Lawrence. 22 seconds left to go in the third. Lawrence here and the Lone Peak Knights just happy to see those seconds wind down from the clock. Zuri Nordstrom for 3, gets it to go. A deep three-point shot from Nordstrom, and it's good. A heave from half court, no good, and that'll do it. It's the end of the third. Lone Peak leads it 62-17. Nay, what do you keep seeing from that Lone Peak team?
Coming out of that third quarter, we just saw a lot of depth of the future Lone Peak starters that we expect to see next season, able to keep the ball rolling. Great job here by head coach Nancy Warner. I'm sure she's excited to keep building this program.
So we got a quarter left. We'll head to the fourth next here on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back into Skyridge High School. Girls basketball coming your way. It is the fourth quarter. Lone Peak leads it 62-17. They got 8 minutes left to play here as the Lone Peak Knights look to continue their undefeated run in region play. It'll be the Lone Peak Knights to play it in. Kenny Woolston inbounds to Nordstrom, and now Shawnee Nordstrom brings it up. Tanavasa over on the wing. Dumps it in to Bartholomew. Underneath to Nordstrom. Layup. Can't get it to go, and a foul called.
Great job getting to the line there by Nordstrom. As we see almost all the Lone Peak seniors on the floor right now to start the fourth quarter.
Nordstrom at the line for a pair of free throws. First one is up. First one is good as Lone Peak extends the lead 63-17. Nordstrom again at the line for another free throw. Second free throw is up. Second free throw is good as Lone Peak goes 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. Smith will now bring it up to Mayer. Back to Smith. Leaves it for Blackham. Smith underneath. That's a kickball as Tanavasa gets the tip of her toes on that one.
Falcons with 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
Smith plays it out to Sika. Looking back for Smith. It'll be given away as Tanavasa takes it up and in. Another 2 on the board for Lone Peak as Tanavasa with a nice heads-up play. Blackham playing it out to Sika. Back to Blackham. We'll try for a deep 3 off the back rim. No good. Rebounded by Bartholomew and now brought in by Rich. Rich to Woolston as Lone Peak pushes it up. Woolston to Tanavasa on the wing. Back now to Woolston. It's Rich. Rich taking it in, puts it up. Layup, yes, gets it to go.
Great job by Rich there, getting to the hoop.
Smith. Butters back to Blackham, guarded by Tanavasa near the top of the key. Drives to the lane, puts it up, and can't get it to drop. Second chance opportunity is good as Butters gets it to go. Tanavasa will now swing it up to Bartholomew. And we'll leave it for a trailing Tanavasa. Over to Woolston. Nordstrom lobs one over in the corner for Tanavasa. On the wing now for 3. Yes! As Tanavasa gets it to go from deep 3-point range.
Lone Peak Knights taking their time, finding good shots here as this fourth quarter winds down. Tanavasa with a steal, picking it up.
Tanavasa and Nordstrom have been fantastic tonight for Lone Peak. Here's Nordstrom on the other end. Tanavasa lobs one over, cross-court pass to Woolston for 3. And Lone Peak just lining it up from beyond the arc here late in the fourth. Now the 3-point shot makes it 74-19 for the Knights. Back now to Smith. Smith in the corner for Butters. Butters upwards to the top of the key, driving into the lane. Mayers, Sika for 3. Off the back rim, no good. Tanavasa tripped up. Skyridge keeps possession as Mayer to Blackham. Deep 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Bartholomew. And a timeout taken by the Lone Peak Knights. And we'll take one as well here, Nate, on the Rewind Sports Network. All right, welcome back to Skyridge High School. It is Lone Peak and Skyridge here as the clock winds down on the fourth. And now Lone Peak coming out with a completely different look as Missouri Nordstrom back in, Lawrence back in, and she has the ball on the wing, plays it out now to Holdcraft. Holdcraft leaves it for Lawrence. Lawrence on the wing, and kicked away by Blackham.
We see the clock continue to run here with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Lawrence played it into Nordstrom, back to Lawrence. Lawrence will try for three. Yes. Lone Peak 77 with 4 minutes left to go in the fourth. As now over Lily Grant has it for Skyridge, back into Blackham. Kicks it out to Toole and a foul called. It'll go against Kaylee Rich. That'll be the second team foul for the Lone Peak Knights here in this fourth quarter. And now Mayer out to Grant for three. No good. As Nordstrom tries to bring it in. Moeai also tries to save that one from going out, but it goes out of bounds and out.
Fresh legs coming off the bench for the Skyridge Falcons. Running clock, we have 3 minutes left to play.
Abby Dodson, who just checked in, will play it in. Over to Newbold. Newbold to Grant. Grant looking to connect back with Leah Arnell, but that ball goes out of bounds. And it'll remain Skyridge ball. Lily Grant over on the far side to inbound. Newbold to Grant. Underneath to Moeai, who tries to turn, spins, puts it up. Can't get it to go, and that ball will go out of bounds, and now it'll be a turnover here for the Skyridge Falcons.
The Falcons are going to attempt a press here. Try to get the ball back.
Lawrence playing it to Rich. Kaylee Rich back to Lawrence. Lawrence will swing one over all the way to Olivia Fotu. Nordstrom to Holdcraft. Can't get it to go. Nordstrom recollects. Kaylee Rich. Lawrence. We got under 2 minutes left to go. Holdcraft layup. Off the back iron and gets it to go. Ball brought up now by Skyridge. It's Lily Grant. Newbold for three. Can't get it to go. Lawrence will collect. Almost poked away by Newbold. Nice recovery there for the Lone Peak Knights. Katie Lawrence. 1:20 left to go here in the fourth. Underneath to Rich. Rich, layup, yes. 81-19, Lone Peak leads it with 1:09 left to go. Nate, it looks like Lone Peak is going to continue to be undefeated in region play. They sit at the top of Region 3 here in girls basketball and in a pretty comfortable position to go out and win that region championship again.
Yeah, they've just had so much depth with shooting and talent. As we see, everyone is able to run the Lone Peak offense from top to bottom.
It'll be a very interesting and a very good matchup up next against Lehigh, who currently sit in second in that region with only the one loss. So it makes a huge matchup between the Lone Peak Pioneers the Lone Peak Knights and the Lehigh Pioneers next up.
Arnell with the ball at the top of the key, swings it to Newbold.
Now Newbold. Underneath to Moeai. Grant. 14 left on the shot clock. We got a whistle.
A whistle. Clock still running, 7 seconds left.
And that'll just about do it. Lone Peak walks away with an 81-19 win over the Skyridge Falcons at Skyridge High School. Lone Peak improved to 7-0 in region play, while the Skyridge Falcons fall to 2-5 on the year.
Yeah, great job by Lone Peak's front court tonight with Shawnee Nordstrom and Naya Tanuvasa able to make life hard on the Falcons.
Player of the game, Nordstrom or Tanuvasa?
Tanuvasa, I love the way she's getting down the court. A lot of layups on the fast breaks.
And so that's going to do it for us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Heinemann & Associates. I'm Alex Napolis from Nate Carter. We got Doug on the camera, and from the entire Rewind Sports family, we thank you for watching. The final here, 81 Lone Peak, 19 Skyridge. Make sure to stick with us here. We got the doubleheader boys basketball coming up next on the Rewind Sports Network.